Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. Energy price and supply is on the table at the State House in Concord right now. A bill in the State Senate would boost New Hampshire's reliable energy supplies and also stabilize ratepayer energy prices. That's Senate Bill 54 in the legislature to allow electric distribution utilities, which are mostly utilities in New Hampshire, most of them, to issue requests for proposals to provide more diverse and long-term options for providing energy services to customers. That language is right out of the bill, and so is this. It fosters price stability and helps reduce exposure to market volatility. Why Senate Bill 54? Why is that proposed? Well, here's the average New Hampshire residential electricity rate, which is 18.04 cents per kilowatt hour. That's 41% higher than the national average. And then the average New Hampshire commercial electricity rate, 23.57 cents per kilowatt hour, 52% higher than the national average. I used those last week, but I'm using them again this week because my guests and I are going to talk energy. With me is somebody who helped write Senate Bill 54, Sam Evans-Brown, Director of Clean Energy New Hampshire. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Fred.
In essence, what are we talking about here?
Well, so this really is a compromise bill at this point, and it's one that Clean Energy New Hampshire, if I were king of the world, maybe wouldn't have written this exact language myself, but I was very happy to be part of the negotiations that led us this far. And really what it comes down to is the fact that New England is going to need a lot more electricity generation going forward. And let me give you an example of why I say that. Let's talk about electric vehicles. Right now, there's about 100,000 on the road throughout New England. Yep. By 2030, it's forecasted that there's going to be more like 2 million. So we're talking about a 20 times increase in the number of electric vehicles. So we're going to need a lot more supply, and this is a mechanism to get that.
So this opens up the options for providers, both traditional and new providers.
Yeah, it's all about new generation. So and this is part of why Clean Energy New Hampshire is willing to support this, because when we're talking about new generation, 98% of the projects that are under development in New England right now are either wind, solar, or battery storage. And so by talking about new generation, we're almost de facto talking about renewable generation because the prices have come down so dramatically over the past decade.
And of course, important to everybody that's listening, it stabilizes prices. Hopefully.
Well, that's exactly right. And when we talk about why your electricity rate went crazy this winter, it's because New England is overwhelmingly powered by natural gas, which is a global commodity. It is subject to global commodity price spikes, whereas renewable energy, once you build that power plant, Vladimir Putin can't stop the sunshine from raining down on New Hampshire.
And Senate Bill 54 looks like it's going to pass with the governor's involvement?
That certainly seems to be the case, but let's not count our chickens. It's never too late for things to fall apart at the last minute.
Right. And there's some opposition out there. In fact, the Business Industry Association of New Hampshire supports it, as does your group. There's some opposition from the Nature Conservancy and the New England Power Generators Association, just to make a point about opposition. Now, let's switch gears and talk hydrogen. This is an interesting story. New Hampshire is missing from the Northeast, and I'm going to put that graphic up, the Northeast state's clean energy hub proposal to the federal government by Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, and hydrogen businesses. It's a federal initiative to establish up to 10 clean hydrogen hubs across the U.S. Governor Sununu has said, I love the idea of hydrogen, but the state doesn't build hydrogen plants. Well, it so happens a former paper mill in Groveton is being converted to hydrogen power plant. Sam, you were surprised at the fact that New Hampshire is not part of this.
Yeah, so it's an $8 billion program. It is a once-in-a-generation investment in this new technology that we foresee will be an important part of a clean energy economy. And why is that? Hydrogen is sort of the Swiss Army knife of the clean energy future. You can use that molecule for a lot of things. You can run it through a fuel cell to generate clean electricity with only water as the byproduct. You can synthesize it into renewable fuels, such as renewable methane or renewable ammonia, which you can use as a fertilizer to clean up the agricultural sector. And you can also just burn it directly in a pinch if that's what's needed. So it's really the Swiss Army knife.
We're going to have to leave it there, Sam. But also, just want to put up on the screen quickly. This week is New Hampshire Energy Week, May 1st to the 5th. The details on many cool activities can be found at nhenergyfuture.org. Thanks to Sam Evans-Brown, who is the Executive Director of the Clean Energy New Hampshire. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Thank you, Fred.
And if you missed part of this energy briefing, you can go to WAMUR.com, where it will be posted all this week, Energy Week.